friends, it's just Martine, and today I'm going to share with you all of my ideas on booktube vlogs you can make without having to finish a single book. I feel like one of the things I hear most from people who are either new or small on booktube, myself included, is that they want to get better at consistency. Consistently posting videos is one of the best things that you can do for your channel for growth, finding community, establishing a base, all of those things. And a lot of people also love for the majority of their content that they are making to be vlogs. I love a good vlog personally more than a sit-down video. Don't talk to me about the fact that this is a sit-down video. But the problem with booktube vlogs is that most booktube vlogs are contingent on finishing a book so you can tell somebody about that book. And that's problematic because we already have TBRs a million books high. We already have other video plans that are contingent on us finishing books. And look, next week you have a video slot, you need a video, you want it to be a vlog, you don't have time to read 5 more books to make another video. We've all been there. So here are over 20 bookish vlog ideas that don't require you to finish reading a single book. I'm splitting these into 4 categories: stats challenges, vibes, experiments and routines, and finally book seeking. We'll start with the stat related challenges. You can have a vlog where you read a lot, but your video is not contingent on reviewing a single book. How do you do this? You make the objective not to review or finish a book, but to accomplish some other goal. These videos are fun to make, they're fun to watch, they're just fun. For example, my favorite is a classic 24 in 48, which is when you try to read for 24 hours in a 48-hour time period. Not everybody can do this all the time, and that's totally valid, totally fair. I've even done variations of this where I do like a 12 in 48 or a 24 in 72. Change it so that your goal is like achievable. It's still going to be a stretch goal, you're still going to have to work hard for it, but you know you're not going to absolutely fall flat on your face. Or be open to the chance of falling flat on your face. That can be fun in its own way. Another variation of this that lots of people do on booktube is reading for 24 hours. They don't mean that they're sitting there nonstop reading for 24 hours straight. They just mean they're reading until they hit 24 hours. There are some people who try to do this as fast as possible. There are other people who spend all week trying to get their numbers up to 24 hours. Either way, it's an interesting experiment to time your reading. I already time my reading all the time because I use Bookly to track all my reading, but most people, I would wager, do not track the amount of time that they spend reading. And all of these challenges are interesting ways to do that. Another time-related one that's different from person to person is swapping your screen time with reading. I haven't done one of these yet because most of my screen time is reading. I read on my phone a lot. Maybe I could do one where I swapped my screen time reading for physical reading or something like that. Or you could swap it with another activity. The time that you put towards binging TV could go towards reading for one weekend. Or you could focus on the time for an app that you specifically struggle with. Some people struggle with spending too much time on Instagram. Some people spend too much time on TikTok. Just replace that time instead of your overall screen time. Another one that Becca from Becca in the Book started was reading as many pages as the number of phone pickups that you have per day. This is a stat that's available in iPhones. I don't know about non-iPhones, where you can see how many times in the day you picked up and opened your phone. I thought this was fun because it's not time-based, it's page-based, switching it up a little. And then another one is a classic particular goal every day of the week. So the videos that are like, I read 100 pages every day this week. I read 200 pages every day this week. I read for an hour every day this week. I read for 2 hours every day this week. All of those things where you set a specific goal that's not something that you always do and try to get it is fun. You don't have to talk about the books you're reading, you're documenting the experience of trying to do the experiment. If you want to review books along the way, that's fine, but that's not necessary. I've enjoyed plenty of these videos where I skip the parts about the book reviews. They're books I don't care about, so I don't listen to the reviews. I just listen to the experience of the person. So you can just share your experience. Another time-based one is like reading as much as I can in X amount of time. Say you want to see how much you can read in 30 hours or 12 hours or 3 hours. You just keep us updated along the way of your progress. You talk about the pages, the amount of time that you spent reading, etc. And finally, in the category of stats-based, I have that you try a specific sprint method. Some people use the Pomodoro technique, 25 on, 5 off, only reading on live reading sprints, Discord sprints, etc. Or you could do a video where you try every single type of sprint and you see what works best for you and you tell us. The next category is vibes. I'm not good at this category. I wish I was, but it's just not the way that I function. Reading vlogs that are focused on vibes, are more about creating an atmosphere than talking about specific books. I can't tell you how many cozy reading vlogs I've seen where you see more b-roll of people lighting candles and creating their book nook than they do actually talking about books that they finished reading. They'll even talk about books that they want to read during their cozy reading time more than they talk about books that they finish. There are so many different vibes that you could encapsulate in a reading vlog: rainy, cozy, snowy, reading exclusively outside, all of these things. Make it about the atmosphere of the video and the journey instead of what books you're finishing. As you can tell from the fact that we're moving right on to the third group of routines and other experiments, most of these categories are way shorter than the stats category because I do love a stats-based video. So we're switching over to routines. Really simple, productive morning and night routines are popular all across YouTube, but tell me about your reading routine. Bring me along on your reading routine, whether it's your daily reading routine, your weekly reading routine, your weekend reading routine. Bring us along for a whole week to see how your routine changes depending on the things that you have going on during the day. So if we follow you for a whole week, you can share with us, okay, this type of thing happened today, or like my Mondays look like this, and so I only have time to read it this time. For example, today it's Tuesday. The only time that I have to read on Tuesday is when I'm walking to and from places. And then of course, as much as you can show us your regular routine, you can try and switch up your routine. This is kind of like the stats videos where you set a goal of like 100 pages a day, but it's more about your reading routine instead of the number of pages or the amount of time that you spend reading. For example, try somebody else's reading routine. I did this a lot when I was like brand new to Booktube. I'm not sure I'm in love with the videos that I made then, so I hesitate to recommend them, but I do think it is a fun experiment and it's something that I'd like to try again in the future. Or then do something like gamify your reading. This many pages or this amount of time equals this number of points. This number of points gets me to do something else. For example, if you earn 100 points, you get to watch an episode of Love is Blind. I don't know. You create the game system. That's part of what makes it fun. And the final category is book seeking vlogs. The most important thing to think about this is that you do not have to buy anything to show us around your favorite places to buy books. You show us around, you talk about the options, you show us or talk about your favorite part of the bookstore, you do a scavenger hunt or show us your usual path through a bookstore. For example, there's usually a section that I go to first. Where do you go first? You can show us this for a bookstore, of course, but also a library, a special book fair or library sale. That's always a fun experience, even when you don't get any books to take home. You could also take us to free little libraries. Again, another one where like, it's nice if you get a book out of it, but you don't have to. Garage sales and thrift stores. One of my friends on Booktube, Tia, does lots of these like thrifting type videos with books, and I love them. Sorry to give away your secret, Tia. And then bargain hunting, for example. One of my favorite things to do is a Dollar Tree book haul. I'm really bad at bringing the camera along with me inside to show you the experience, especially because Dollar Trees are usually busy and messy, but it's something that you could do. So those are all my video ideas where you can make a bookish vlog and not finish a single book. I'm sure there are dozens and dozens of other ideas, so if you have some that I didn't mention, go ahead and leave them down below. Also, if this inspired you to make any specific video, I would love to hear that. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below a little red heart emoji so that I know that you watched all the way to the end, and subscribe for more bookish and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!